Okay, so I'm going to talk about the time that I experienced racism in the Dominican Republic. The year was 2009. I was a student at Howard University, and it was spring break. So my best friend and I and her parents decided to do spring break in the Dominican Republic because they had a timeshare. So as we arrived, everything was cool. Now it was time for us to get on to the excursion. So when you do an excursion, the truck picks you up from your hotel and takes you to the place where you want to do the excursion. So so we get to another hotel because you got to pick up more people. So as we are driving through, the security guard was like, "Oh, those two can't go through." And we were like, "What do you mean we can't go through?" The security guard was basically saying in Spanish, because my roommate spoke Spanish. He was saying like, "Oh no, they look too native. They can't go through." And we're like, "What?" We showed our driver's license that we're American or whatever. We have our driver's license or whatever. And he was like, "No, they can't go through." So what he wanted us to do was get off the truck, stand at the front of the gate entrance, wait for the truck driver to go through, pick up the other passengers, then we can get on the truck and then go to our destination. We was like, "Oh hell no." We told the driver, "No, just take us to the destination." I was so pissed because I was like, "Why is this man telling us that we can't go through the hotel when we're clearly tourists?" And the man that was being racist or discriminated was darker than me. That was instance one.
Family, I always tell my subscribers one thing. I will stand to stop any forms of racism, any forms of colorism, classism from all over the world. Because I do believe that this rot can only be changed by young individuals who are passionate to bring these issues out in the light. Young people who want to use their platforms to preach against this societal norm, to preach against this disease, to preach against this rot. This is unacceptable. And I have noticed a trend on tourist destinations across the Caribbean. Many of these tourist destinations are very, very obsessed with classism, with the color of the skin of their visitors, and it is so, so wrong. It is unacceptable. The lady explains so, so well that they were going for an excursion and they needed to pick other guests because they were using the same truck, these tourism cars. And as they got to the other hotel, um, as they wanted to go inside to go and pick the other group, our sister was told that she's too native. She's too native to get inside, man. Too native to get inside. And remember, the security guard at the gate is also a black skinned guy, telling his fellow his fellow race, that you cannot get inside because of his skin color. That was the message indirectly, that she's too native. For you to know that colorism is a thing, right here, the lady also mentioned that she was surprised that the security guy who told her not to get inside is even darker than her. Do you know what this implies? According to my knowledge and my research, colorism generally in the Caribbean area, the light-skinned people are thought to be beautiful, are thought to be of more class, are thought to be more wealthy than people who are heavily dark-skinned. There's a lighter complexion of dark, and now there's this other one. So many a times they think that people who have lighter complexion are better off than the ones with a more darker complexion. So, and the lady says that she was surprised that the security guard was even darker than her, It shows that already colorism is a thing in the Dominican, you know. But either way, I do not think that there is anything that can justify this rot. There is nothing that can justify the actions of this guard right here. You know, at times, let's talk about the self-esteem of a person. You know, let's talk about the self-perception that somebody gets after being denied access because of her color. You know, you can go deep in thoughts and feel like you're not needed, feel like this is not a place for you, you know. And we are talking about a human being. That's why I just feel like this is just unacceptable, because when you make someone feel that way, it's just so wrong. Imagine yourself as the security guard, like the security guard who refused for the entry of our sister. Imagine if the situation was vice versa. You can easily get mentally tortured, you know, because you are a human being. And I repeat this once again because I've done such a video before. I tell people that if you're an area that you're giving people service, if you are a service provider, kindly give people service irrespective of the skin color. You know, they are your bosses. They make you earn at the end of the day. They make you earn your wages. They make you earn at the end of the month. The least you can do is accord each and every person respect. That's the least you can do as a person. Accord each and everyone the respect they deserve. Because one day you'll enter somewhere and you'll need for you to be treated the very, very same way, man. The very, very same way. So kindly, guys, let's stop this sickness. Let's stop this rot. Let us love each other. And it saddens me even more when the black race are even getting to fight against each other because of color. You know, we're all black people, man. What do you mean that somebody is too native for them not to get inside? That is wrong. We need to talk about these issues. We need to stop them. It is unacceptable. Let's stop this colorism thing, man. Let's stop it. If you thought that was the end of it, no, it wasn't. Let us hear this lady. She had another incident at the beach. Let us hear her, then we get back. Give it a critical analysis before we end the video. Let's roll it.
Another instance, we're on the beach now, you know, just having a good old time. Security guard like runs over to us and was like, oh, basically he was saying, this is a white beach, like what are you doing here? Granted, we were in Punta Cana and we were like the only black people at the resort. It was so weird because I'm thinking this is like a black country, like yeah, they're gonna be black people there. Like when I go to Jamaica and I go in the resort, there's black people there. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like I was so like hurt. I was just so confused. Remember, I was probably like 18 or 19 at the time. So I didn't understand like somebody not liking me because of the color of my skin. Like that shit was weird. If you try to gaslight me and tell me I didn't experience racism, you would get blocked. But yeah, that's what happened to me when I visited the DR. I will never go back. People go, you know, and they say that they have a great time, but that was my experience and I'm good. I will never go back.
Some people are just so insensitive. How do you tell people in a black country, you know, the Dominican is predominantly black. You go to a country, you are a black security guy, and you tell your black guests that this beach is for the whites. Do you know how insane that is? Do you know how crazy that is? You even do not try and lie to them that, oh, the beach is private. You don't find an excuse of, oh, the beach is closed. You go straight and tell them that this beach is only for the white people. in a black land. How crazy is that? I swear for myself, I cannot tolerate such a thing. It can be, I can just go nuts, man. It can be crazy. I do not care where the beach is. If it was in a predominantly black land or in a white land, I do not care, because these beaches are for the public. You cannot specify the color of people who attend to a beach. This is a natural resource that is meant for us to enjoy, for us to catch the waters, for us to enjoy the sand. You go out there and you're told that no, this is a white beach. Hey, that was crazy. And the lady then was only 18 years old. I can only imagine the trauma all these events caused her. Because for the first time, she was being discriminated according to her color. You're too native, you cannot get inside of the hotel. This beach is for the white people. You can imagine how this message sinks differently to an 18-year-old lady who just experienced racism for the first time in her life. Family, I will continue doing these stories. I will continue condemning this norm. I will continue spreading the message against these bad behaviors. And you notice at some point, I think the lady mentioned the name of the hotel. These are these hotels that probably we need even to stop going to if we cannot be accommodated, because that is unacceptable. So guys, let me know what you think on the comment box down below. Kindly do consider subscribing to this channel for amazing black stories in Africa and in the diaspora. So guys, thank you so much. Kindly like this video for it to be recommended for other guys to come and watch it. And you can also support my channel through super thanks down below. I'll be so grateful. For now, it's a goodbye. See you in my next video. Peace.